Arnaud. 3, 2, 1. Live. Yeah, we are live now. Sending the message. Yeah,
loading the telegrams down. And then we will just check. Wait,
sound.
let me first see how it's working. Okay, I think my song. Okay, so yeah, voice check, yeah.
Voice check. 1, 2.
Wait, let me first see how it's working. Okay,
Test.
I think
One.
my song. Okay, so yeah, voice check.
Hello,
yeah.
Classic David. First one, as usual.
1, 2. Wait, let me first see how it's working. Okay, test. I think. Yeah, I think we are good.
Yeah.
I think we are good.
Hello, Classic. No need to apologize.
Hello,
no
Classic David. Oh yeah. Please accept my apology for my old behavior the last time. It was in critical shock. How likely is that BTC hits at least 45k? Is it something we can rely on? Oh yeah, no worries, Classic David, man. Shit, I actually remember this about now. I totally forgot. I was so busy this week. No, I actually remember I didn't reply to you on that other telegram. Oh my god, because I already got like 3 to 4 telegrams. Now you reminded me. I do apologize for that. And yeah, we're gonna do a BTC analysis, and then we're also gonna do Bitcoin Cash and ZEC for you. Yeah, but obviously, man, anybody would be in critical shock after something like that happening, man. You know, you don't really have to apologize. I mean, you didn't do anything, to be honest, out of proportionary anyways, you know, so there's nothing really to say. Right or not? I mean...
Yeah, no, of course.
Yep, it kind of reminds you in the early days, right? I mean, we definitely had our losses as well in the early days, you know, but like nobody is born smart and most of the traders fuck it up and, you know, it was the same as us. I played myself a little bit on play money and I thought, look at that, I'm a winner, man, I'm gonna move to real money, and then I did a loss as well at the beginning.
Yeah, after the first loss, I took 2 years off of trading, you know.
How far back was that? Oh no, that must have been really long back.
8 years or something.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Just before going to college, university.
Yeah. And did you take any losses during 2017, Bear?
Wasn't yet in crypto.
Okay. You're a little bit of a late bloomer then.
Yeah, we could say that.
I mean, I definitely took a bigger loss because I was, but not as big as, you know, Classic David, as you say, but it was like back in the day, back in 2017, I used to risk a little bit more in crypto as well until I took on. I mean, and like I do, you don't see me doing that right now. And, you know, the reason was because I was like, look at all these gains, you know, gotta risk more. This is a lot easier. And then obviously the market takes more away, you know. Yeah, a market takes it away. And I actually found something really interesting right now. People on this drop, so let's just say the recent drop that happened on Bitcoin, right? People actually lost more money here than they did in the first drop of 2017, or sorry, 2018, I don't know. It was like, you know which one I mean, right? So people actually lost way more money on this drop than they did back then. I mean, I've heard, like, I know some guys that went from like 4 million to like 600,000 and stuff like that. So it's really interesting to me how much money people actually lost, right? So this is part of the fact why I always manage my risk so much, because, you know, yes, back in 2017 I also risked a little bit more in crypto than I did in other, let's just say in forex and commodities and all of that stuff. I risk way less, but in crypto I was like, okay, bigger gains, gotta risk more because it's, you know, bigger money. But at the end of the day, if you look at it, one drop like that and you're almost at exactly the same gains as you would be having in forex and everything. Obviously a lot of people still make a lot more money, that's given the fact. But if you find that nice balance between risk and hedging, you will actually see that it's the most optimal. Because why? You will have the best kind of sleep, right? You will have the best kind of sleep, and, you know, granted, you won't be making as much money, you won't be selling the tops like some lucky people out there, but you know, at least you will have some sort of a balance, and you will kind of see a progression in a portfolio, and it will slowly rise. You won't get rich quick. That's for sure a heck not. You won't be making millions on Doge coins or Elon Doge coins or what the fuck those are even named. But you know, you're still gonna be making a decent living. That's pretty much it, you know, when it comes to that point. So I guess we can start off by just jumping right into the Bitcoin, right? And yeah, I mean, so far the areas that we had reacted really nicely, right? I mean, we can't really can't say anything against it. They reacted really nicely, and they also are giving us an early reversals. Granted, right now they're not early reversals anymore. Early reversals were some of the reversals of a stock on that video yesterday. But what you can do still now is you have some of these plays that could be taken right now here, or even at Ethereum, you could still have a little bit of a play here, right? So it's not exactly an early reversal anymore, but it's still a part of the reversal, you know, and obviously you're putting the stop losses underneath the lows, right? So yeah, this is some of the plays you can do, and most of the charts, I mean, the same one is, I'm gonna take the same play on BNB actually, because you already know I got a big position on BNB, and I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger because I did TP. I moved this TP a little bit longer, and now I'm going to be taking it another play here, right around here. So that's gonna be another one of my plays on BNB with the stop loss underneath the low. I'll probably already, with my risk taken, like half of my risk is going to be on down the low, but half of the risk is going to be already on this stop loss here. So it's going to be super tiny in this case. And I'm going to be chasing with that reversal, right? Okay, so this was part of the last night's video, and I think that video didn't get even filled on this position. It was quite close, but yeah, didn't get filled. I think I was actually recording it a little bit late either. Yeah, I thought it was still gonna fill this, but I guess it didn't. So yeah, right now this is more of a video of what's to happen next, or what I'm expecting next, or where my fill positions would be next. And yes, right now I'm gonna say, even though you might say, but are we bearish? This is actually, right, this is part of the reason why we can't be biased. Like, we don't give a shit which direction it goes, we just have to play it. And right now, you know, we got super good area, or most of these areas with heat. I mean, look at this, Matic. I mean, I know Matic hit this area. Matic did extremely big, extremely big bounce from it. But look at this, most of these areas were hit, right? And they gave us reaction as we already anticipated it. I think we even anticipated that, I think, right? Was that one of the hours? Yeah, I also think we had a video from a fill spot right in here. So you can see we anticipated most of this stuff. Now it's just a question, how do you properly capitalize these areas, right? So let's just say right now, we filled up the first spot, which was obviously in this case had to be a knife catch. Unless you played BTC, because BTC actually gave you a second point of entry, and Ethereum as well. Most of those also have to be a knife catch, right? So you can now capitalize from those knife catches by doing something on lower time frames and surely getting some lower stop losses in. And that's a very good reason for it. Even if I don't know how bearish you are, this is a really good opportunity for you to take these longs now, and you will be taking those longs all the way up to our short spot. And you can see, look at this, just on Bitcoin, we are looking at about, what, 42% before our first short spot, or the second one, I would say about 62%, a little bit less probably, but around there. So you can still see there's a very long margin until our shorts actually get hit. So yeah, obviously it would be good if we are not biased too much and we actually play both sides. Plus, granted, let's just say if our short goes all the way up to here, 55k, right? And it starts breaking 55k, because as you start moving above this point, I'm back to being bullish. That's my point where I'm jumping back into bullishness. So if we go up past this, I'm definitely going to be buying and longing Bitcoin back as if the bull run never ended. That's one of my ideas, right? And, you know, having some longs from down here will definitely help my situation, because again, if I'm going to be taking shorts here, I'm going to be waiting for reaction, but I'm already hedged with my longs, right? So if the longs just continue, I make a massive winning with these ones, and I refill them here again. But if the shorts go as we plan, and we have a little bit higher chances of shorts playing out than longs, right? I mean, it's quite a considerable bigger chance right now. Then, you know, you TP part of the longs, or you just get to feel a really good short that could potentially last you all the way down to, you know, all the way down to these levels. So either way, no matter which way this goes, you're gonna be you're gonna be played, or you're gonna be protected almost pretty much perfectly, right? And you get to regain all of that money that you've lost or whatever, right? Yada yada. You get the point what I'm saying at this point. So this is what we are chasing at the end of the day. So yes, it's super important for you to get in some longs and not to be too bearish, right? Because you do not want to be biased. Okay, so during now, it is also a big question, where the fuck do you even short to begin with, right? And what I like to do in most of these cases is, like, you know, a lot of people have easier time finding longs, right? Granted, it's much easier finding longs if you look at it, right? So what I like to do when I have a position, when I'm questioning myself, okay, where should I long? What should be my main position? What I like to do mostly, you know, just Alt-I and just flip the chart. And now this gives you a very good logic to where you actually should search for those shorts, right? So one of the first shorts you can see really easily see, this is one of the areas that we are going to be chasing, right? And wait, I'm not going to make it that fat. I'm going to make it a little bit like this. So yeah, this is one of the areas that we are personally going to be chasing, right? So we're going to start from 47K. Actually, I'm going to have it 46K. And we are going to go all the way down to around 50K. Yeah, that is first area that we are going to be chasing for a short. And in this case, if you flip it around, and let's pretend this is a bullish chart right now, this would be your bullish bounce. I think we can all agree, right? This is your bullish bounce. So what that means, if this is our bullish bounce and our sentiment has changed right now, we absolutely have to take this short, even though if we could be potentially wrecked at the moment. May I remind you that every short that we took on the way up, we took most of them, some bearish shorts, some bullish shorts, right? In this case, in terms of charts, right? Do I mind you that we never lost a single one of them? So what that means is that every short worked out that BTC provided like this, every one, right? So even though this short might have given you at the end of the day only a reaction of about what, 15%, it's still enough for you to get that first profit take, right, before it goes higher, and then you get in that second one, which is going to be in this case a lot more safer. But part of the reason is why we have to go for aggressive one and a safer one for both of them, obviously, because you might never feel 55K spot. That's the biggest issue you have right here. And the secondary short right here. And this is the short, this is your last defense point. If this short breaks, you're back to being bull market, right? So your first short is around here. Your last short, you can see it's a little bit of a smaller stop loss as well. We are talking about less than 10% stop loss. And if it goes all the way down to 12K, we're looking at this is almost a 10-hour trade, which is surely gonna give us some spots where we could re-enter our positions on the way down. And not only we get to collect funding, which in the case is when the bear comes, the funding is mostly gonna be positive, so we should be collecting some good funding on the name of the shorts, right? So yeah, this will be two main short scenarios. You definitely should watch all of them like hawk, but I will recommend you one thing. This is a short that I will personally knife catch. So what that means, I'll preset the short today and I'll just wait it for hit. This is a short I'll knife catch any day of the week, right? This is one of those. This is a short that I will enter on lower time frames. Why? Because the stop loss is actually pretty horrendous, right? You can see if I go for those areas that really matter, and I'm going to be targeting the more upper areas, right? From 45K down to like 48, maybe a little bit above 48 actually, right? And if you look at the stop losses, you got to be really aiming where you really the invalidation area is. Well, if you say a proper invalidation, its own area is only down here. So you can see that we can easily scale all the way up to 20%, and we're still not 100% sure that this is a invalidation area, right? Supposedly, if you are taking a short like this, what I would normally like to do would like to zoom in a little bit more and place my stop losses around here. But obviously, that's a very risky stop loss to begin with. But again, it makes sense if you're only taking the short as a knife catch, right? This stop loss makes sense if you're taking the short as a knife catch, but then you absolutely have to take this short as well. If you're gonna take it like this way, you have to absolutely take both of these shorts, right? And this is frankly less safe spot, and this is more safe spot. So let's just say if you risk 1% here, you gotta be risking 2% here, right? That's how you like to do it. If you're talking about what I actually recommend doing in this spot is set this one as knife catch, as I just mentioned, and this one you wait for it, you get it hit, and then you actually wait for something like this, what we were just observing. Let me flip back the chart, bam, and let me go to 1 hour. this is what you want to see. So if we move into this area and we start seeing something like this on like a nice normal replay and you start to lose something on the left side, this is exactly the way that I would want to take that short. And it's going to provide us with a much more defined stop loss, and it's going to be, most cases, it's going to have a higher hit ratio. So yeah, this is how I basically am going to plan out attacking the Bitcoin at this moment, right? Get some longs in and then progressively go into shorts, right? If you wish to take, you don't even have to take. If you're gonna plan your shorts, in a good way, right? If you're gonna plan your shorts good, you don't even have to take profits on your longs, right? You can just open shorts and can just have a trade in both directions, and then just wait in which direction Bitcoin is gonna go in that sort of sense, which trend is going to be confirmed. And after you get that confirmation, you close the other part, right? So basically you're most likely going to get stopped at that validation point, but then the other second part is going to make you a lot more money, right? So that's also one way to look at it when it comes to this position. When it comes to ETH, a little bit different. I mean, ETH is not quite as bearish as Bitcoin, even though, you have lost some main areas, we can see. But on weekly, if you look at it on weekly, it doesn't look as terrible, right? I mean, again, if you observe Bitcoin on weekly, it's a lot more terrible, losing the swing points, while, Ethereum just kind of pumped and dumped and, bounced from the structure and now pumping up again, right? But due to the fact, I'm going to guess it's going to be very similar to Bitcoin, or you should say it's going to follow the Bitcoin. I'm going to say my first short is going to be located here. Again, it's the same thing. If I flip over the charts, you can again see where is the most bullish bounce in this case. If we look for longs, well, it's obviously going to be this, right? This is the spot and area where you would say, yeah, if we want to continue with our bullishness, we're going to bounce from here and we're going to go down, right? In this case, right? So this would be your most bullish area. So that is your short number one. And of course, exactly same short as on Bitcoin, right? The area where you proclaim that Ethereum is still quote unquote bearish is this going to be this one, right? So we are looking at around 3.8k, right? Is the area. And if you start breaking above this, which means Ethereum is back to being bullish, even though Ethereum never really lost that bullish level. Bitcoin is more over the case here. This is where, you start quote unquote mooning back to Ethereum. So it's a very, very, very same sort of space. And again, you have to keep getting a long, right? You have to get a long. One of my longs that I'm probably gonna chase now for this short-term play. I have filled some of the ETH positions as I planned, on the way down. I filled one here, I TP'd it, I think I was around here, or was a little bit lower. And then I filled another one when you come down to those levels. So, and I'm gonna have a little bit of additional add-on to my ETH position right here. Again, same shit as I've shown you on BNB, right? I'm gonna have a little additional add-on to my ETH position right here as well. So yeah, we'll see if this one will actually last. If not, if you start moving under this, then I'll move for my main position. ETH stop loss is still under this because we still haven't gained over this, right? But yeah, I don't expect it to move all the way down here anymore, right? And if it does move all the way down here, in this sort of case, I'm still going to be thinking of taking another long here, to be honest. I'm still going to play for a reaction here and at least take it over here. And it's going to be probably a pretty nice profit, but I don't really expect it to go there. I mean, I really do think we need to get a nice, decent pullback for us to actually, to actually give Whale some chances to short, even though granted, we already gave him enough chance with that first weekly close, right? If you remember, like, Jesus Christ, we looked at this weekly close for weeks. That was our short spot, right? And then bam. But we never had that second opportunity. So I guess right now we are kind of getting that second opportunity, hopefully, right? And who knows, maybe we'll continue bull, right? I mean, I'm not saying that's impossible. It's definitely not. I mean, it's crypto after all. But let's just say our chances are much, much smaller. Now, obviously, a lot of people are now expecting to have rises on alt markets, which is, if you look at Bitcoin dominance, we might not get those, right? Due to the fact, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, so far it's played out as we planned. It was a perfect rejection of the red line as we made it last time. What we're looking at here right now, I'm still gonna say now you're gonna hold this spot. I'm pretty certain we're gonna hold this spot and actually go higher from this point, right? So what I'm looking at is something like this, and at least testing this, or in best case scenario, in this case worst case scenario for alts, you're gonna be testing this on Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance could be increasing a lot in the next couple of weeks, right? Especially if we hold this area. If we fail this area, then goddamn, Bitcoin dominance is gonna fall off hard, and which is gonna be the next area then for you is gonna be on 4 hour. Because it's gonna be the very bottom. Wait, it's not enough history anymore. Touché. So it's gonna be in the very bottom, which I can't really see right now. Okay, it's gonna be in the very bottom of this structure, the next stop for it. So in that case, what I'm going to expect that is gonna happen is, let me wipe this couple of lines right now. It's I'm looking at a structure which I've seen many times before make on crypto. It's gonna be like this. You're gonna swoop the low, so you're gonna swoop some more liquidity here. Then it's gonna start closing above back this level. You're gonna bounce from this level and you're gonna start gaining above this left side. As you gain above this left side, it's gonna give you another long opportunity, bam, and then it's gonna go straight to this. Then you're most likely just gonna go straight to this after you finish this sort of a scenario, because I do not think you will be stopping here at that point if you do something, a play like this. Usually when you do something like this, a structure like this in a crypto, you don't have a hard expansion at the end. So yes, I would then be seeing something like this happen if we do take out this low and then close back in. Like, I really don't imagine that Bitcoin dominance is just gonna go through this green line and just say, you know, whatever, Bitcoin is dead. I really don't see that happening, but you know, who knows? Maybe it's gonna happen, maybe it's not gonna, right? I mean, I'm not gonna make these claims, but this is some sort of a thing that I'm still expecting for this to be important, and that we are sooner or later gonna hit this, or at least this, right? So yeah, so that doesn't mean that alts are gonna have, I mean, the alts are gonna have some sort of a reactions, you know, but I'm not saying the alts are not gonna have those heavy reactions as everybody expect right now. At the moment, that's what I'm thinking at this point. Okay, so classic day, that's pretty much, that's pretty much for Bitcoin dominance, for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now we can move over to, what have you asked? Bitcoin Cash. So I think my Bitcoin Cash last time was on Bittrex. Okay, so Bitcoin Cash, perfect. Okay, so Bitcoin Cash, if you look at it, this is actually an area that we chased. Do you remember this or not? When we were on stream, we said that we are still waiting for this after this happened, right? And then it just blew up and never retested it. Now, look at this, right? I mean, our areas proved efficient again. You know, and sooner or later they were hit. So yeah, sooner or later they were hit, and 35% so far. But what I'm looking at, let me remove these drawings. Let me see. Okay, so we have to absolutely hold this now, around this. We have to absolutely hold it. We have to stay above it. If we stay above this, then I'm gonna say that we still have a chance of hitting this. You know, we still got a chance of around hitting this. Yeah, that would be kind of on my prediction. So yeah, as long as you hold above this. Wait, let me actually see. Wait, let me actually see on 4 hourly. Yeah, okay, so this is your first spot. This is your first profit take. So yeah, $1,000 is around your first profit take. And then the best case scenario is something like this up there. Yeah. So that would be, I kind of say you gotta be looking at this. Yeah. That would kind of be your spot to play. And right now, if you wanted to long, well, you know, you didn't exactly gain towards this left side. I mean, you would have to long right here right now, you know. But since you didn't gain towards the left side, you can still go deep, you know. You can do deep as this, to be honest, you know. So you have some possibilities here. So I'm gonna see how this pans out, and we will check it again in the next week to kind of see if that one played out as we predicted. So is $900 a good point? Yeah, but that was your question. Yeah, I actually hope it's gonna go a little bit more than $900. You know, I really hope it's gonna go a little bit more than $900. $900 seems like a little bit of an underkill for me. You know, at this point. Zcash. Yeah, same spot. 235. Yeah, $235. That's pretty much the same spot. But let me actually see how it looks on the big time frames. Okay, it looks fantastic, big time frames. Look at that. You tagged the perfect area again. You now remained above this. As you remained above this, you're now looking at. Let me go on smaller time frame. You were now looking at about this. Yeah. Again, like you've made this area. As you stay above that, yeah, But you can really see Zcash is really slacking behind everybody else. I mean, look at that. I mean, Bitcoin Cash is at least close to this, but Zcash, damn, that's a hard rejection. So with this one, you can test all the way down here. With this one, you can test all the way down here. But it's crucial, actually. It's very crucial that you stay above this if you want to have chances for this, right? If you can't even hold this and you go actually make a new low after this, oh boy, it's gonna be painful. It's gonna be very painful, right? So you still have chances of hitting this green level here, right? Because of this rejection. But again, you know, if I was looking for a bullish long, again, the bullish long is almost now, right? It's almost now. It's pretty much very similar to all of the other longs that we looked at. Hey guys, Yusuf said, hey, I was going too well. Classic. I was going too well. I 10-folded my portfolios in January, and then I got a little too cautious. What do you mean you got a little bit too cautious? Because I don't think you were cautious at all. You know, classic. If you lost so much money, then you must have been playing with too big of a margin or something.
Too little cautious.
Too little cautious. Yeah. I got too little cautious. Oh, sorry. I got the way I read it. Then I got as you got a little bit too much. Yeah. My bad. So what was I trying to say? I mean, you 10-folded your portfolio since January. Well, I don't know what that is in terms of numbers, right? I mean, is 10-fold, did you go from 30 grand to 300 grand? Or did you go from from 100 grand to 10 to a million and now you lost 300 grand? Because if that's the case, let's just say if your starting position was 10 to 20 grand and you brought it all the way up to 600 grand and now you lost 300 grand, I mean, you still did very good. You still outperformed pretty much most of the people, probably even in this chat, right? So, I mean, you still did pretty good. I mean, if I look at my portfolio, if I would say this bull run, I didn't 10-fold my portfolio this bull run. I didn't do that at all. So you actually did better than me. But that is probably because of the fact that you risked more, right? If I was risking the same amounts as you, which I'm guessing it was 20-30% plus, I would have probably 10-folded my portfolio as well, right? I mean, but I didn't 10-fold my portfolio. No way in this bull run. But I did pretty decent, it definitely put me ahead for at least, if I'm gonna say like this, for 5 to 7 years at least put me ahead, maybe even more to be honest, right? So yeah, definitely it was good, this bull run. Yusuf, love this hedging strategy. Could you give some example, a quick explanation? Yes, of course, man. So I already gave a little bit of explanation, but how would I best explain this, right? So, back in the day, let's just put it this way, and this is super easy to do in crypto, right? It's super easy to be biased because everybody ever talks about, are we in bull market or are we in bear market, right? That's what you always hear. Are we bull market? Are we bear market? Bull market, bear, right? And I oftenly say that the same thing as well. I oftenly try to say, okay, maybe the bull market has ended, maybe the bear market has ended, whatever, right? But over the course of the years, I've learned that it's best to be unbiased, right? So when I have a structure, let's just say you have an uprising structure, blah, 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 right? And you start to do ever slight lesser bounces, right? And then you fail your first one, right? So if your very biased opinion is, what you're gonna do here at this point when this happens is you're gonna smash some more longs, right? You're probably gonna smash some more longs in this area, right? And then when you bounce, you're gonna be in belief, okay, shit, man, this is gonna break, I'm gonna make a lot of money, blah, 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 right? So you're not gonna take any shorts. Well, what I'll do in this sort of a scenarios is, okay, I'm gonna do technical analysis. So first of all, if I had a chance of doing something here, then I would already do it in the way to protect myself because I'm kind of seeing where the structure is gonna go. This was part of the Bitcoin. When Bitcoin did this, we already shorted this, and then the main drop happened, right? We were in there before the main drop because I was just being cautious. Oftenly, this caution, we have been cautious all the way up here. We have been cautious here, here, and here. Every single of these shorts worked out for us, right? But of course, because we took these shorts, we didn't make as much money as those guys did in the longs. That you have to remember, right? This is because hedging strategy comes in a cost of, missing some profits. So the best kind of hedging strategy, how would this work right now? Okay, let's just say you lost first key level. You go all the way down to this area, you take a long. So even though you're bearish at that time, right? You take a long. You ignore your bearishness and you take a long still, right? And then as you start seeing the bounces, as we are currently getting Bitcoin, you're not biased, right? You don't suddenly change your bias and say, oh my gosh, this is bouncing so strongly, we are not going to go over the top on Bitcoin. No, you simply do this like we discussed before. You take your first short and you take your second short, right? And this is your back to being full bullish spot, right? So what that means is you short it here, you long it here. Now you can either profit take from your longs up here, right? Or you can simply just short it and see, okay, well, if it goes up, I'm going to make heaps more money over my longs. If it goes down, I'm going to get stopped on my longs and I'm going to make heaps more over my shorts. So that's basically how I would explain you and simply with hedging strategy. And even when this happens, right? Yes, at this point, if this secondary scenario happens, yes, you're way more bearish now than you're bullish. That still doesn't mean that you can't long this. So you're going to come down here, you're going to long this again, and on the bounce again, short, right? So you're continuously going to be longing and shorting, and whichever way it goes, you keep the separate way, so let's just say longs or shorts again, and you replayed exactly the same scenario as we pointed out there. And these scenarios right here, right? And then go back down and again long, right? These scenarios play out all the fucking time on charts, on every simple time frame everywhere, right? And of course, the higher the time frame, the higher the probability of your scenario playing out. So let's just say if something like this happens on 5 minutes, you can't say, okay, Bitcoin is bearish. You can't say it, right? Because 5 minutes means absolutely nothing. But if something like this happens on weekly, I can sort of a base say and say like this short right now here is 70% chances of winning, and this long right here down here is like 30 to 40%. So what that gives me is say, okay, so if I have this sort of a statistics under my belt right now, well, I'm gonna short with 1.5% and I'm only gonna long with 0.5 or 0.7% in this case, right? So my short is gonna be twice as high as long, and if I'm wrong, obviously I will lose a little bit more money here, but again, longs are in that case, because the bull continues, will make way more of that 0.7% that I risk here, right? Because, you know, the top is rigid. You can't predict the top if you have nothing to the left side mostly, right? And yeah, that would how I would explain hedging in a simple way, because hedging at the end of the day is the most, what I see from my experience, one of the most effective strategies, because you don't really care where the market goes. You just trade the chart. You just simply focus chart. I'm gonna long here, I'm gonna short here, I don't give a damn. And yes, you don't make the maximum value like what Classy David mentioned. You're not gonna tenfold your portfolio, but still, you know, times 6, times 7 is very much possible. And when this initial drop as just happened on Bitcoin, like this, you won't be losing 60 or 70% like everybody else. No, you probably will be losing less than 10. And that's a huge thing. So what I always go for is preservation of preservation of funds. This is what you always like, you know, if you watch my stream a couple of times, you know that I'm all about safety. Like, you won't see me ever say, yeah, make maximum amounts of money. No, I'm always about saying how you can actually preserve your portfolio and how you can make a little bit of money and, you know, still be safe. Because I'm all about safety, to be honest. Like every book of a great trader you're ever going to pick up in your life, and I have read many, right? Every trader falls down, or should I say, every great trader, how would I put it? Every great trader bankrupt once in his life. And every great trader bankrupt only for one reason, and because they were mismanaging risk. And not because they were mismanaging risk from the point one from the start. They started mismanaging risk after they started making a lot of money, right? So they always started to make stupid moves, or should I say very hasty moves, and they always wrecked themselves. All of the major traders wrecked themselves in exactly the same position. Granted, they all came back from it, right? But they first had to learn how to manage risk. And I was like, you know, if all of them made the same mistake, why should I do the same, right? I mean, am I better than all of these traders? Am I better than top 10 traders in the world? Of course not. So if they fell using that strategy, then I'm surely gonna fuck up myself as well, right? So I don't proclaim myself being better than them. I just do things a little bit differently, a little bit smarter, so that I don't actually fall in the same group and I don't end up the same as them. Because, granted, I just, I want to have early retirement as early as possible. In this case, I'm going to put it. So I don't want to restart everything at the age of 30 or age of 35, So that's basically, how would I put it, as a logical explanation to why this is it. And then a Carl Fisher asks here, can you tell me how can I maximize my gains without having to worry about safety? Well, if you don't have to worry about safety, then it's pretty clear, Carl. You gotta be okay. This is bull market, so then you only long, and when you think it's bear market, you only short. That's how you maximize your risk, your gains. That's obviously gonna be right. So when you think, okay, so now the bull market, in this case, you could say, quote unquote, ended, you should be shorting these levels heavily, right? On Bitcoin, that we explained it on the beginning. You should be shorting these levels heavily. And if you're wrong, you're going to lose a lot of money. But if you're right, holy shit, you're going to make a lot of money as well, right? A lot more than what you're going to lose, let's put it that way. Because Bitcoin, you could, if you open the really big shorts, let's just say Doge, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you could be doing 5-10x on your portfolio. But I don't actually recommend you that. I don't recommend you that because sooner or later you're gonna end on the wrong side. Sooner or later, my dude. Okay, so I never understand those inverted charts. Inverted charts are being used just to simplify everything, because right now a lot of people have issues finding a short when a chart is looking like this. A lot of people I've met have really good, they really can easily find longs. But it's really an issue for them to find shorts, right? Because they can't imagine the chart being, they just don't see the chart the same way or should say, they don't see chart unbiased, right? So what you like to do in those cases, you invert the charts, and now you're looking for quote unquote long, which is short, obviously, right? But it's exactly the same thing, right? So if you can program your brain to see the chart on the other side, to kind of have that ability to find the perfect short, just use this simple tool and invert your chart. It's gonna make your life so much easier. And I do too. During the Bitcoin and everything today, or should I say when I was doing the short analysis, I used inverted charts because for me it's much easier. For me it's much easier to find short on inverted charts than it is. Vice versa. Like here, I'm gonna struggle to find short a lot more, and I'm gonna find it at the end of the day. It's gonna be like to a 1% the same as I do with flip chart, but it's gonna take me those extra couple of minutes. Maybe it's just basically your time wasting, right? So why make it heavy if they actually provide you tools to make it easier? And I don't mean to use indicators. I'm not meaning that kind of tools. I'm saying this kind of a simplistic tools, right? They're there for a reason, to be honest. Okay, so we got more. Can you look at Rainicorn? What the hell is Rainicorn? Rainy, is that even listed? It doesn't seem to be listed. Is that even on the CoinGecko? Rainicorn, what is that? Where is this listed? Oh, Uniswap only. Let me see. I actually do have it here. Chartex, this is the best tool for personally for it's actually Dex tools and all of that have caught up, so Chartex is not the best anymore. Rainy, right? Rainy. Wow, this looks to be done. Oh boy. Okay, so this one probably went down what? Holy shit, 87%. Like, no wonder people lost so much money. Look at these shit coins. They tested the very bottom. Honestly, I would be taking profits right now. It's basically just hit its first short, and the second short being here. So this is where I would probably exit this coin, because this coin dumped hard. So yeah, first short was already hit right now, so I would be selling. The first profits I would be taking here, and then the second ones I would be taking up there. But there's not much you can say about this chart. This chart is pretty shitty, and you lost a very key area, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna be rejecting one of these two spots. Granted, you already did reject this spot, right? How much did you already move down? Oh yeah, it's already 18%, but it could 30 to 40%, even maybe 50 even. So yeah, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be blowing up that much, to be honest, from a chart like this. They would really need some heavy news. They would really need some heavy news to blow this shit up. From price action perspective, it's definitely poor as fuck. I'm saying, like, I mean, if I was holding it, I mean, this is your first profit take and this is your secondary. And if it goes above this, then granted, yes, you can start longing it again. But, you know, from my perspective is I'm pretty sure that one of these 2 points are going to be rejected unless they got some heavy packed action news, you know, something like that. Who Satoshi Stacker? I don't even know who Satoshi Stacker is, to be honest. You know, but like I'm gonna say, this Uniswap charts can go either way, right? But if we're looking at a chart like this on Binance, then I'm gonna have to say this is the most optimal areas where you're gonna go for it. Yep. So yeah, yes, I bankroll completely. Oh shit, you know, that's really hard hearing. Classic. But yeah, I'm going to sell one land I own to be able to restart my career. Well, you know. Classic, if you're gonna restart your career by selling land, then holy shit, do restart your career with doing like small risk of 1 to 2%. Please do that. I mean, if you're gonna restart your career by doing exactly the same what you did now, it's exactly the same thing is gonna happen, man. You know, exactly the same thing is gonna happen to you. So do not just go YOLO, you know. Yeah, as Jakob said, you can do it, David. Of course you can, man. Yes, good explanation of the hedge situation. I'm still curious about the stop loss placements on those. Well, stop loss placements on crypto, I keep it really simple. You know, most of the times as I do these plays, I just keep them above the high or above the low. Because, you know, granted for you know, when you're taking this, so granted is because usually when crypto is, you don't take out the highs or lows, you know, unless you really have to. Because in Forex, I would never place my stop loss above the high or above the low, right? But in crypto, I'll do it quite often. I do it quite often. So what I'm doing with this short right here, I'm going to be placing my stop loss. While in Forex, if I took this short in Forex, my stop loss would have been around here. That's also, which, you know, you can do it as well in crypto, but then I'm going to say maybe use Tap Trader, because a lot of the times what happened here, why I'm doing this differently, because I've seen wicks like this and don't close back in. You know, so that's why I like to use Tap Trade on Binance, especially on Binance, right? I just set it on my phone. So yeah, granted, this happens a lot. And yes, on crypto, I usually place them above the top or above the lows in this case, right? Because when the lows are taken out, like you can see here, when the lows were taken out, right? What you did, you went lower. That's the logic behind it. While in Forex, you would have taken out the lows here and then you would have tested this. That's something that happens very frequently. And it's very different to Forex and crypto. So yeah, stop losses regarding that are different, yeah. Okay, yeah, so like, I really don't focus so much on YouTubers and influencers and all that shit, right? I mean, I'm just saying, from based off the charts, like this looks done from this. But granted, like you said, this is universe shitcoin, so I'm gonna save enough YouTubers bounce on it, it can definitely pump, right? But exactly, you're not exactly early anymore, you know, honestly speaking, bro. I mean, like I'm telling you, there's it's almost up to 100%. And the thing is, you know, why do you think you're going sideways here? Because somebody's selling, you know, somebody that is inside or whatever is selling, right? So traders are obviously taking profits here, and they will for sure take profits up here if it gets here, you know? And if they're taking profits, then you should also be taking profits. You don't want to be buying where others are taking profits. That makes no sense. That's the way you're going to get, you know, that's the way you're going to get wrecked. You're saying, I think that Bitcoin is going to do inverse head and shoulders. But what do you mean? Yeah, okay, so, I mean, yeah, but don't really know why that would be important if it does. It can do any head and shoulder he wants, you know. It's still, so as far, it's still bearish. It's a little bit more bearish than bullish, let's put it that way. Okay, so I'm not going to say it's a lot more bearish, but it's a little bit more. So you should still be taking shorts, even if he does 10 of those, you know, inverse head and shoulders. Okay, let me check those coins. SBI. Okay, this one is not to be touched, to be honest. Wait, oh, Saffron Finance. Okay, this one I wouldn't touch personally. I mean, barely gained above this. If I'm gonna touch this or not, you know, honestly speaking, I would be touching it on the very bottom. You know, $400. You got a lot nicer looking charts up there. out there, you know, Arnaud. So I'm gonna be saying like
Yeah, yeah.
this. Yeah. So this is the spot. You know, I wouldn't be touching it. I mean, because you didn't even gain up above this left side. Come on. I mean, what is this, like one candle? It's super weird looking too. I mean, why is this so liquid shit? But yeah, I wouldn't be doing that one. Then we got Badger. Badger, I think. Oh shit. I mean, there's not much we can do with Badger, can we? Maybe we should check it here. Yep, there's not much we can do with Badger. Okay, I see. Okay, so he reacted from a nice area. You could at least be expecting this right now. So yeah, I'm gonna say granted, if you gain above the left side, yeah, you're not gonna have opportunity long. Again, we have much nicer charts that we discussed today. So this is the area it's probably gonna hit if it gains above this. But again, look, you really didn't even gain above this, nor this. And if once you do gain above this, you're already almost at a TP. So Badger, another shit chart, which I probably wouldn't be taking. 60%, okay, maybe I could. But then it first has to do something here, and then go here, and then I'm gonna take the long here. If this is 60%, how much is from here? Yeah, 50. Okay, that's actually... But I still think we got a lot better looking charts out there that we discussed today, you know. Badger is not exactly an optimal one, but again, yeah, I would be playing that. Badger comp. Okay, comp is probably not gonna look any better because it's a farming coin, am I guessing right? Okay, swoop the low, went back in. Okay, that's a good thing. You close right back in. You reacted from it. You tested it. That's pretty good. Next point is gonna be around here, which is still sorry, 20%. Or if you do it from here, yeah. So it's very similar trade to BNB. But you didn't gain that. So BNB is a little bit better. It's a little bit better. So this is a trade. You take it from here, you take it all the way up here, and then secondary profit target here. This is secondary. It's gonna be interesting because of the second one. Second one really gives you that percentage, right? But that's basically it for the comp. You can't do much more else. But it is one good news is that you locked right back in. So it is very similar in that sort of case than BNB or Matic in this case, you know. So that's you got a pretty good chances of actually hitting the first profit take. So if you're holding it, definitely don't sell it now. It's too late to sell it now. Actually stick with it and see where it ends up going now. Mir USDT. This is extremely shit chart. Okay, so this one personally I wouldn't touch. I mean the only possible long is here, but you haven't really gained anything. You haven't really done anything. So this is one of the very dangerous charts. Again, 50%. If you're gonna do it, then take it up to here, right? So, oops. Take it up to here and the secondary here. But again, you know, I'm saying like the secondary is maybe interesting, but this chart looks very, very... I mean, you don't have no reversals or anything, right? So very hard to say anything on this chart, to be honest. You can't do much about it. So yeah, this one Arnaud is a shitty one. I'm gonna say honestly, shitty one to play. I mean, shitty one to play. FTX on Rook. Same shit, man.
Yep.
Same shit. You know, it's like... You did nothing with these shorts, right? And look at what you're gonna do right now. You're gonna test the very bottom of this.
It was a personal request from one of our customer, but yeah.
Yeah, and now if you look at it, you know, you're gonna be looking at like 30% because you have to take first profit target here. You do not know, you know, you don't have any reversals, anything. So you have to take the first profit target here, and you already are gambling before you can even go to like the one. But okay, granted, if you can get it all the way down here, then maybe it is worth to chase here, because you have a very defined stop loss, right? The stop loss is fairly easy, so it's about 14%, yeah, to about 100% probability, for 100% move. So it's not the worst, but it's definitely there, you know, because you can get front run here a little bit. You do have some heavy resistances. You know, I prefer trades like this much more, right? Because you actually have something to TPR or something a little bit more stable. But here, you don't really have that. You don't really have that reversals or anything. So like some of the charts we've seen, like Ethereum has early reversal, BNB has early reversal, Bitcoin has early reversal. This unfortunately does not, you know. So it's better to stay away from those and just jump into some more normal charts. Cardano probably is looking a little bit better, isn't it? Shit, why do I not have any history in this chart? Did I transfer over a wrong chart? Let me see. Oh yeah, of course, I'm on the wrong charts. Jesus Christ, I knew something was off about this. So this is the one, I was looking for. Yeah. Okay, so this area still worked out for Cardano that we were last time, and Cardano is doing pretty nice, man. Pretty nice. So yeah, first profit target. Wait, what did you write about it? Could you check? Oh, I have placed my fill at 135 and my sell at 188. Where is 188? 188. Okay, so your 188 sell is not good because obviously you want to be selling it under this, because if you start breaking this, then what you're gonna do is go here. So if you might as well, if you don't want to take profit takes right here where you are standing right now, then just take them all the way up here. Just go for $2. I don't see a point taking. You're leaving some money on the table, because I'm pretty sure if you're gonna break this, let's just say how much is this, right? If you're gonna break this, there's no point for you to then take that extra 1.2% when you could be taking that extra 6%, right? And it might not be much, because if you look at it from you filled it at 135, 135, yes. And now you're taking TP here. So this is 38%, but if you take it all the way up, 45, 46, it's extra 7%. I don't like to leave money on the table when it's not needed to, So what I would do is bring my TP up to at least 197 or something like that, right? At least 197. I wouldn't be taking at 187 at all. So grab that extra 10%, and nobody's gonna hand it to you for free. And there's actually no reason to TP this earlier than this, unless if you had plans to TP, then you should have been doing 180. Because that was the correct one, You want to be doing it or a little bit under 180. This is the one you want to be TPing. As you start breaking this, and you can see this, again, this is a very good reason why you didn't get filled on your TP, because this was the TP spot. This is where people sold, and this is why now it has a rejection point, right? So this rejection point happens because traders are taking profits, right? And you were a little bit too greedy and now got missed. But yeah, what you can expect right now is fill a little bit of additional position here, because this is a super nice spot on Cardano. I see this is the trade I would most likely rather take than Rook and everything else that we analyze. This is a super good trade to take, right? A really nice defined stop loss, everything, a really nice fill spot, bam, and you take it all the way to up here, right? And that's what you want to be doing right here. What about this? It is 25%. It is less than what we sent on Rook and everything, but shit, man, this is looking beautiful, This is way more beautiful than what we spoke about that before, right? Okay, so I guess this stream has been going on 50 minutes. I mean, we've answered all of the questions. We analyzed everything. We explained hedging, how hedging works, how you will want to work to be protected. So I guess we can stop here, huh, Arnaud? And
yep.
And then obviously the next week we're gonna do it
on Tuesday or Wednesday, depends.
Yeah, it's gonna be Thursday or Wednesday, but I'm gonna try Thursday at so that's 1st of June, right? 1st of June, yep. Crispy 1st of June right here. Okay, Kim. Okay, I gotta do it for Kim, I gotta do it for Kim. He said XRP. I gotta check this shit for him, even though the XRP is shitty. Okay, wow, XRP, wow, reacted from a nice area. Not gonna lie about that. Bam. And right now, oh man, yeah, there will still be the profit take it would be taken, and the secondary one a little bit lower, bam, something like that. Yeah, that area, and then short it to the dead. I swear to God, man, short it to the dead. From if it goes up there. Actually, let me see how Doge is doing. Like, I'm still waiting on that Doge short. Yep, if Doge comes up here, man, 46 cents, you know what I'm doing with my life, Arnaud? You know what I'm doing, man. I am shorting that Doge for that 97% that I was promised. No, lower. Lower, yes. Wait, is it not 97% anymore? Oh, wait. Oh, you have to scroll out. That's what I like. That, boy. That's the spirit. This is where Doge is gonna hit in bear market. I swear to God, if this happens, I'm gonna say Doge is sold like 10 times over. I swear to God. I swear to God, if this done. Like, I'm shorting Doge, like, for sure. And I'm already stupid for not shorting it the first time when the Bitcoin had the first reversal. I should have shorted it there already, right here. God damn it, I didn't. And I had it here. I just didn't fill. Fuck's sake, And right now, again, I tried to fill it here. It didn't fill, and then this drop happened, but I'm still hoping it's going to come here. And then I'm going to short it to the death, I swear. Until Elon is going to dump it to the ground, because he's probably going to left him when it's going to go that low. So yes, anyway, thank you for watching, guys. We will be seeing each other again then next week. I'll try to make some more of them good videos. We'll see how it goes past in this week, right? I mean, this is not the second one. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. See you next time, right?
See you next time, guys.
Bye.